and I am your host today, Minnie Kansman, and this is our premiere show. I should say my premiere show. I have to get used to that for Nature Connections with Minnie Kansman, and I am so excited to be here today. Um, our topic today will be nature's medicine. And first, I'd like to ask if you would like and share for me to get this message out to the world. It's really an important message today. Different ways that we can receive medicine from the natural world. So I'm going to take some time here to like and share, and if you would as well, I would really appreciate it. Um, just to get it shared out to everyone that we can. Or if there's somebody special that you know, you might want to private messenger it to. I would love for them to be here and, join me in the chat room, and I'll have lots of questions for you today. I see my sister Ann is here. Always my support person. Thank you, Ann, for being here. I appreciate it so much. So, my premiere show. I wanted to just share a little bit about how I got to this day. I have been part of Star Nation's radio shows since the very beginning. I used to do a show and many shows with Neshi Locox. We started, I think, out with a Spirit Doula show that I was on with her once a month. And then we started our show, Alchemy in the Modern World. Neshi and I did a lot of talking about feng shui and um, space clearing and all of that background that we had together that we shared. That's how we met. And then we moved on and joined two of our sisters joined us at that time, and we did um, Spirit of Color. Spirit of Color show was very fun and very creative. I really miss that show a little bit because there were so many topics for that. And then she's laughing in the background. She is um, here supporting me below in the studio where you can't see or hear her, but I can. And she's been a great support, and she's going to come on for just a little bit today. I have a question for her. I want to talk to you about what I want the show to be. It's for you, and it's all about rekindling our nature connection. And what a better time than now for this show to premiere. I had planned, I told Neshi I wanted to do it in January when I got through the fear of doing my own show. Um, a quote came up for me today when I was thinking about this show, and I put it on my computer. It means so much to me. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Now, I know I'm a nature connector. I have known that for probably 20, 30 years now, that that's my sole purpose. That's what I came here to do in this world, is to connect people back to Gaia, to Mother Nature. So it's not a coincidence that my first show is happening during this time of the coronavirus. Um, when what are you hearing the most on the internet? It's time to get back to nature, to ground ourselves. People finally have time to go for a walk. There's nothing else to do. We're not getting in our cars running here and there. We're home, and we realize that, oh, I can still take a walk outside. I can walk 6 feet away from people and be outdoors. So today is about all different ways, even if you can't go outside. I know some of you are in the city in big apartment buildings, and it's really difficult to get outside. Even those people, today's show is for. It's going to be all different ways that you can connect with nature. This show's future topics. I'm going to talk about gardening, about co-creative gardening. That may even be my next show because here in the United States we're hitting into that garden season, planting and seeds. So I believe that'll be our next topic next month. I'm going to talk about nature spirits at some time, nature elementals, working with them. Of course, my love, I'm a certified nature and forest therapy guide, so there'll be even more deeper discussion about being a nature and forest therapy guide and what that all entails. And I'm also a sacred travel agent, is what I say to myself. I'm a spiritual travel agent, and I take people to sacred spaces around the world. And I do have a trip in September planned for Scotland, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that that trip is still happening. But I will be sharing with you on this platform my different travels to sacred sites with the photographs that I take. I also love to take photos of especially landscapes. So we'll be sharing photos and travel opportunities. So please stay tuned for those trips. Um, every other year I go to across the pond, as my friend Danny would say. And then the opposite years, I plan on going to national parks here in the United States. So if that's something that interests you, you might want to listen in and find out where we're going next. Um, I love to honor the cycles of the earth, the equinoxes and the solstices. So we'll be really looking at the sacred cycles of the earth and how we can tune in with ritual and ceremony during those times to really benefit ourselves and for healing for the world as well. And mostly my connection with what we call in forest therapy the more than human world. This is a platform for celebrating that connection to the more than human world, everything besides us that we're in connection with. So today's show is called Nature's Medicine. And I have a quote. Nature, that I say in forest therapy a lot, called nature wants to give you her medicine. And when we talk about medicine, what does that mean? I want to show this photo. Hey, look at that. I know how to do double screen now. I love this artist. She's my new favorite artist. And some of you may have seen this piece of artwork on some Facebook posts because boy, does it look a lot like the coronavirus, don't you think? But it's really Mother Earth. And Catherine Nielsen did this piece of art in 2011. And I encourage you to go on her website, catherinenielsen.com. Let's see, I have her address in my, maybe I don't. Anyway, I'll put it in the chat room. I'm going to get better at this, getting everything prepped beforehand. She, oops, she, okay, let me go back. How she does her art is she takes photographs of nature and then she digitally cuts them up and creates these mandalas with them. Not all of her art is in circular patterns, but a lot of it is. And she's incredible. She's beautiful. And to me, this piece speaks to how the coronavirus is also a part of nature. We're all a part of nature. And so, as above, so below. And we really, at this time, we need to look at why is this virus here? What's it to teach us? Whenever there's something negative in my life, I always ask that question: why are you here, and what do you have to teach me? And the piece that's been coming up for me is how important our nature connection is. And that's where we come back to nature's medicine. And medicine can, in our, what do I want to mainstream world, medicine means something you go to the pharmacy and get to cure an illness. But medicine means so much more. There's so many other layers to medicine. I found a quote, a definition from, it says, a native way of thinking about medicine. Medicine means the presence and power embodied in or demonstrated by a person, a place, an event, an object, or a natural phenomenon. In some tribes, the word for medicine may mean spirit, power, energy, or magical potency. So you see, medicine, the word medicine can go way beyond the prescription drug. And at this time, I want to bring my sister, Miss Neshi Lopez, up. And that means I need to put this one down, this one up. And there she is. Hi, Neshi.
Hello there. Oh,
Welcome to my show.
I am so happy for you. Really. I mean, happy
I know.
dancing in the kitchen kind of happy.
I know. Me too. Me too. So, Neshi,
Hmm.
I have a question. What does the word medicine mean to you?
Oh, that is actually a very big medicine question.
Yes, it is.
It really is. For me, coming from the culture that I grew up in, um, medicine is about hmm, the creator given spirit. So everything has medicine because everything has the creator in it. Everything does. Even the smallest microscopic being that some people might call a virus.
Yes.
That everything has medicine. Everything has a spirit. Everything has the vibration of the creator in it. And so each one of us have a very unique spirit.
Mhm.
We have a very unique medicine all to our own. That's one of the reasons why the term medicine wheel comes into being, because the
Mm.
medicine on the wheel means it's everybody, everything. All the medicine is on the wheel. Yeah, and so it really is all encompassing. So in our uniqueness, each one of us has our own medicine, our own spirit. Yeah.
So, what do you think the medicine Mother Earth has for us? What is that?
Oh, well, now that is truly big medicine because I mean, even just her physical size, right?
Yeah.
And then you add because our bodies replicate her. That means that she also has subtle bodies that we replicate from her. Okay, so she has a physical body, she has a mental body, she has an emotional body, and she has a spiritual body. And so you put those all together, and the size of her is huge,
That's
huge.
it.
And so her medicine is big, and our physical bodies come from her,
Right.
right? So we're a part of her big medicine.
A part of her medicine. Yeah.
We carry that with us. You know how we talk about our ancestors, right? That we carry our ancestors' traumas and wisdom in our blood and our bones, right?
Hmm.
Well, we do the same thing with Grandmother Earth. Because
Hmm.
our bodies come from her,
Yeah.
we also carry her in our blood, in our bones.
Yeah.
So everywhere we walk is sacred ground. Everywhere. And she gives us everything to survive, to have a life here on her. And let me tell you, if she didn't want us here, we wouldn't be here.
Yep. Yep.
It's not like we have a big choice in the matter.
Exactly. It's been interesting where, some people are going to talk about, oh, we got to heal Mother Earth now at this time. We got to heal Mother Earth. It's like, we have to heal us. She's fine.
Yeah,
It's us. She's showing us exactly what we need to heal. Yeah.
exactly. And there's something that you told me years and years ago that stuck with me. And that is that everything that we need is literally out our front door or our back door. That if you whatever you're going through in your life, whether it's your physical life or your emotional life or any part of your life, Grandmother Earth is going to give you the plant that's going to help you through that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And and the reason why it stuck with me because it's so similar to what my mom had taught me years and years ago when I was just a little girl, is that the earth gives us everything that we need, and if we ask for help from Grandmother Earth, that she provides it. She
Yeah.
provides it. So when we get cedar to help clear our homes, right? We have to spend a little time with the cedar to see if it'd be willing to help us.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
in so many ways, people skip that part.
Right. That's the co-creative relationship part right there.
Hmm.
That's not this, I'm just going to use and abuse you part.
Right.
It's creating that relationship.
And she
Yeah.
still does that today. Whenever she uses one of the essential oils, she'll hold the bottle first,
Wonderful. Yeah.
and yeah, it's that relationship that we have with her, with Grandmother Earth. Yeah,
And that makes it so much more powerful.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Nashi, for
You're welcome.
coming on and sharing.
Okay, I'm going to put my producer hat on just for a second, if
Yes,
that's
please.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you can pull your screen towards you just a little bit.
A little more, huh?
Yeah.
That was enough. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There. And if you want, you can try plugging your external speaker in now,
Okay.
and then selecting it in that little wheel thing,
Yep.
and it should be there, right? Is it there?
Yeah,
Okay, then click on it.
I did. Is it working?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. In fact,
Okay.
a lot better.
Can everyone else hear me? Someone tell me in the chat, please, if you can hear me.
Yeah. Here. I've
Hello.
got my phone on, so
I'm going to see who we have. Cindy Ferris is here, and Angela. Someone tell me if they can hear me. Anne, are you here? Can you hear me? I'm not getting see anything.
yeah, well, it takes about 15 seconds for them to hear your question,
Okay.
and then 15 seconds for you to receive their reply. And do you remember how to get their comments up on the screen?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
I do. I am looking.
So there you go.
There's Cindy saying hi.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Angela Crow, which is really Barbara Crow.
right,
Yes.
right.
I remember that. Oh, yep. And Rochelle is here. Howdy, Minnie. Hi, Rochelle. Can you hear me? Let me know. Is anyone saying anything yet?
Yeah, and I have my phone on, and so yes, they're saying much better. Cindy
Okay,
saying yes, and saying yes. Rochelle said,
perfect.
"Yep, I can hear you good."
And Barbara says, my husband is a landscape designer and I want to encourage him to use nature for his benefit.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
good one. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And the last thing I'm going to suggest, Minnie, is that you can put your name up on the screen. Um, yeah, if you hover near your name down below in the lobby, you should have a
Oh,
little thing that
oh,
you can click to bring your name up for somebody who might not know you.
I know I wanted to do that for you, but I didn't know where it was.
That's
Thank you.
that's all right.
All these things to
Okay.
remember, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay,
Have a good show. I'm going to be watching.
Susie, I'm going to send you down.
Okay.
I'm my own now. Okay, and Amy Daniels here is in the house too. I just want to say Hi to you. Love the artist pictures of the earth. I do too. I encourage you guys to go to her website and check out the rest of her artwork. It's quite amazing. Um, I have a lot I wanted to share with you today, but this might be two shows. We'll see how that goes. Um, so I mentioned that I am a nature and forest therapy guide. Hey Annie, there you are sitting under a tree. I'm going to give this one a solo. This was on one of my nature and forest therapy walks, actually at Neshie's house at the Star Nations Academy. I did a class with Neshie and we did an afternoon of nature and forest therapy in our beautiful forest outside the classroom. And in an age of acceleration, nothing can be more exhilarating than going slow. In an age of distraction, nothing is so luxurious as paying attention. And in an age of constant movement, nothing is so urgent as sitting still. And in forest therapy, we do an invitation called Sit Spot. And Sit Spot is really going and finding a place that brings your body pleasure and sitting there and spending time there and just being quiet and using all of your senses to sense the world around you. And Gaia will give you gifts when you do this. But you have to do it. You have to make the appointment with the tree to go and be with it. And it doesn't have to be a tree, it can be a lake, it could be a stream, any place in nature, like I said, that brings your body pleasure, that feels good to be there. I often use my garden as my sit spot. I have a wonderful bench swing that I have out there. It's all cushy, and it doesn't have to be that you have to be uncomfortable when you're in your sit spot. I like to make it as comfortable as possible. But it needs to be a place that's accessible, easy for you to get to. Could be just your front stoop. I did sit spot for 6 months off every day off my front step of my house for my training in nature and forest therapy and just observed what was happening in the seasons. It's a beautiful way to slow down. There's scientific evidence that when we spend time in nature, our blood pressure decreases, our stress hormone, cortisol, which probably is running high in a few of us. I know for me, I can feel my cortisol levels running a bit high sometimes when I read a news post. Um, when we're in nature, those physically dramatically drop, those levels of cortisol stress hormones. This has all been scientifically measured and proven. I always say, science has caught up with us. We know it feels good to be out in nature. Our bodies like to be there. And now science is proving, yes, physical things happen when we are out in nature or connected with nature in some way. I'll put this one down. There I am. You know, all right, just trying to find my photos here. Oh, I have so many that it's crazy. Here we go. I when I moved to Loveland, Colorado, I moved here last May. I moved to the city. I moved from 5 acres of wooded land in Michigan to I live 3 minutes from a Target. I showed you where I live. So I needed to find my nature again. I have beautiful reservoir lakes that I can walk around, um, but they're all man-made paths. They're cement, a lot of cement sidewalks, which is wonderful. It's better than nothing. But for me, the nature spirit in me needed to find the wildness, and um, I can go to Rocky Mountain National Park, but that's an hour's drive from here. I needed to find the wildness in my hometown. So, and I also wanted to find places where I could take people in nature and forest therapy walks. So I found this spot. I'm going to give it a solo. This is actually in a park. What is that park called? I guess it doesn't matter what it's called. Pioneer Park, something. Oh, Fairgrounds Park. That's right, because the fairgrounds is there. This is in downtown Loveland, surrounded by soccer fields, parking lots, playgrounds, where they do their farmers market in the summer. Um, but there's a river that runs through it. And if you find a park like this with water, and usually the sidewalks will be up above the banks, but find yourself a way to get down to the edge of the water because there's always, I found this with lakes and rivers, there's always a trail that will take you to the wild edge. It's the trail the animals and the kids use, is what I say. And this is what I'm trying to find, get this view here of what I found. Ah, I'm having a hard time finding my pictures here. Here we go. So above me, hide me for a minute. I know. I have to give this a solo. That's what I have to do. Now you can hear me? Yes, got it. Tricky part. Okay, this is, I was sitting on the bank, that was my red jacket, and this is what I'm looking at. But above on that edge is the sidewalk where everyone's walking around this park. Hardly anyone ever comes down here. And so I call this finding the wild spot. And you can find it in the city if you look. If you look, especially if there's a water feature. But there's all these, a little pocket of trees maybe somewhere. There's a corner even under an evergreen or something. Find yourself the wild place. And I sat here and meditated by this river and did my sit spot. And I was missing my Rocky Mountain National Park, and it told me I'm the Big Thompson River. My waters flow from the mountains that you love. So the mountains are right here beside you, Minnie, as you sit in the city and take in the sound of the water and the energy of it. So the wildness is there. You can find it, look for it, and it'll show up. Uh, oh, okay. Let's see what I'm doing next here. Press this one down. So a friend of mine who is a nature and forest therapy guide, we have our own Facebook group. So we have been chatting an awful lot during this time because generally what they've advised us to do during this time is not to do any face-to-face walks. Or if we do, it's with one or two people, preferably family members that you've already been in contact with. But for right now, we're kind of on a hiatus of doing physical walks with other people. But so we've come up with some creative ways to still connect. And one when we created this poster, especially for people, like I said, that are shut inside where they can't get out. Like in a big apartment building, if you lived in China in a high-rise apartment, you probably wouldn't want to risk taking the elevator, being crowded and going outdoors and being with people. These are things that you can do indoors. Um, so one of the pieces I love, Nishi, is this grounding meditation because you have been doing that every morning on the Star Nations page. And I've been connecting when I can to it, and it's beautiful. I thank you for giving us that gift. Um, Using essential oils. How many of us have those tools that are sitting in our drawer, but we're not using them? Remember to use all the tools in your toolbox. Listening to nature sounds, even if it's not, it's on a recording. Anything that connects you with nature, looking at art of nature. Uh, they've done they've done some studies with people in the hospital who had gallbladder surgery, and they took a group um, and had their windows looking out over a beautiful nature scene, and they had the other group looking at a brick wall from their window of their hospital room. And the ones that had the nature scene healed faster, left the hospital sooner, and it shows you the healing power of nature. Even looking at nature, they've even done studies with people looking just at art that's of nature. So it doesn't always have to be the physical piece. The physical piece is helpful because it brings in all of your senses of hearing and smelling and tasting and sensing and feeling the wind on your skin and all of those. But even if it's just the visual, it makes a difference. Creating an altar of nature objects. I love to do that. And I have a picture here to show you of an idea. Um, Natural items that you collect on your walks. Maybe you have some shells from the beach. You might have some feathers that you found, flowers. I'm always putting flowers on my altar. You've got some dried lavender here, pine cones, bark. Always bringing bark home. I have an actual box turtle shell on one of my altars that I love. I love. I found it and it was totally intact without anything in it. So nature cleaned it all out for me before I found it. Thank you. And that's my connection to Mother Earth. I love my box turtle. So find these pieces and create yourself an altar. It'll help you to feel more grounded at this time and more connected. Yeah. Oh, 20 minutes. Wow. All right, I'm going to go to my most. Okay. Oh, something I found about grounding that I have been doing lately. I talked a little bit about aromatherapy, but I wanted to share this with you. I saw, I don't know where, so I read it somewhere. Um, all different ideas to ground, and one was to take an oil and put sesame oil in with it. So I happened to have some almond oil that I was using for essential oil work, and I put some sesame oil in it because sesame oil is very grounding. And if you think about smelling sesame seed, it's on a low note of the essential oil sense, like a bark or and it's amazing. So I just put it in a little spray bottle. I put some almond oil and put some sesame oil, and I rub my feet and my ankles every night before I go to bed. And it's so grounding and so wonderful, and just helps me to calm down to sleep. Because so many of you are having any difficulty sleeping right now, it can be hard. So any of these little ideas and tools that you can use to help you um, keep yourself in your body and grounded. Very helpful. Oh my goodness, I see that my friend Annie Ninjas from across the pond is here. Yay, Annie G, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Makes so world of difference to me. Thank you. Um, so many nice comments. Anne says I can still feel Neshi's forest when she was doing the sit spot at Nishi's house. Um, and oh yes, Cindy Ferris says I live right next door to Wildcat Park, and they are waving peace. wonderful that all our national and state parks are waiving fees for us to be able to just go spend time there. So take your family and go stay 6 feet away from everyone and go take yourself a hike. Go find that wild spot, and as she says, um, mm, Cindy Ferris says, I heard my first robin. I know, I saw the robins here. They make me so happy. They make me realize that, you know, life goes on. We feel like we're kind of stuck in limbo right now, but nature's showing us the spring is coming forward and life continues and life goes on. We're going to get through this all together. And oh, my friend Diane Stoll is here from Michigan. I visited my tree in Blandford today. We got to do a nature and forest therapy walk before I moved from Michigan to Colorado. Diane and I, and a beautiful Blandford Nature Center that she lives near, within walking distance of her house. Incredible place. So something else I want to share with you, and some of you might have seen this on a Facebook post I did last week. But I was in the health food store buying up my fruits and vegetables. If there were plenty of those on the shelves when I went, right inside the door, they had all these wonderful lavender plants. And, I just looked at Ray and said, honey, I really need one of these right now. And he said, yeah, go for it. Get yourself a lavender plant. And so I had brought this lavender plant home, and if you just kind of smush the leaves, rub your fingers through the leaves, the scent comes off. And if you love lavender, I highly recommend you purchasing yourself a lavender plant right now. It's very helpful every morning at breakfast. Anytime I'm eating at the table, um, I play with it and put my face in it. And I found out our neighbor is in the hospital below. Our neighbor below us, her husband's in the hospital right now with pneumonia. He doesn't have the virus, I guess. It sure sounds like he does, but he's really struggling. And I wanted to give her a hug so bad the other day, and I couldn't. We were, fence. She's on one side of her fence, I'm on the other. And I'm talking to her, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get her a lavender plant. So I went out to the store, got her a lavender plant, and delivered it yesterday, and she started crying. It meant so much to her. So think about lavender plants for gifts for people that could use a little boost right now, or any kind of plant. Just flowers, spring flowers, the daffodils are in the grocery stores now. So think about gifting someone a gift from nature right now. Be very helpful. But lavender gives us that extra boost of the essential oils. Really good. Yeah, I didn't know how fast this hour would go now, This is amazing. I thought I wouldn't have enough. I have way more. Oh, okay. So, I love this. And I want to make sure that I share this because this has really had an impact for me. And I'm going to give it a solo, and that means when I give it a solo, you can still hear me. Yes. Yeah, it says audio only on me. So these daily quarantine questions I have found have been very helpful, and even might be helpful to print this out. I'll post this photo down in the comments after we're done here. Daily quarantine questions. What am I grateful for today? Gratitude is huge at this time. For me, it's what calms the nervousness and the what ifs, and makes me remember that I have so much in my life to be grateful for. Number two, who am I checking in on or connecting with today? My husband's been calling a family member every day or a close friend just to check up on them, see how they're doing. He's been doing Skype calls with his elderly parents twice a week now. They're back in Michigan and we're here in Colorado. So just check in with people and it means the world to them that you care and you're checking in and we're connecting with each other. Um, this one is a big one for me. Number three, what expectations of normal am I letting go of today? Normal, can't go out to a restaurant, can't go to a movie. Mine is even thinking about, will I be able to do the Scotland trip? I have to be okay with letting that go or postponing it. I do believe we're going to be doing it, but there's a lot. Another thing we had to let go of was Rain's mom and dad were had a flight and they were coming here to visit in May, and just today they let go of that. They're rescheduling that and coming much later in the year, hopefully. But what do you have to let go of? Kind of in that place of surrendering to this is where we are, this is what it is. Ah, am I getting outside today? How am I going to get outside today? And if you can physically get your butt outside today, I'm going to say do it. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel so happy that you did, even if it's your front stoop. Okay? Go look at the pine tree in your front yard. Go listen to the birds. Open the window. Let some fresh air in. How am I moving my body today? Rain and I have found has been very helpful for us at this time. It just helps to move some of that tension that we kind of can lock up into our bodies, and moving in some way, even just shaking your body. You've ever heard of that? Just shaking your arms, shaking your legs, can be really, really helpful. And finally, what beauty am I either creating, cultivating, or inviting in today? So that's about what oh, there's two of me here now. That's interesting. I have done that. Okay, so what beauty are you inviting in? Remember, I told you it could just be art that you look at and something beautiful in nature. And what beauty could you share? What Facebook post could you share that could bring that beauty of nature in someone else's feed box, news box to get to see, to get to enjoy? Let's see where we're at with comments. Annie Ninjas, who is my friend in England, she said, "Love that you're doing your feet at this time. Foot massage, as you know, are so important and really good at relaxing you. Reflexology." Yeah, Annie's a reflexologist. And oh, good. So I was doing it for grounding and just because it relaxes me. I love my feet being rubbed and have to rub my own feet sometimes. Christine says, "You are so sweet." So nice. Thank you. I'm trying my first show here. I'm having fun. It is flying by. Um, and then she says, "What a great list of questions." Mindfulness. Yes, it's a great list to post. And like I said, I'll put it in the feed. Diane says, "Check out my Facebook post today. Spring peepers peeping." Oh, good idea. Get some sound on there too. I posted the other day the stream. I did a video of the stream when I did the sit spot, and I think I just posted that yesterday. So people could hear that sound and be soothing. So we can be ambassadors for Gaia by what we post on Facebook, and we can bring this energy into their news feed. And Sister Ann said, "Trimmed our cherry trees and played my dulcimer." Yeah, music is really wonderful at this time. Did you play the dulcimer to the cherry trees? I'm going to ask you that. I've been thinking about I play harp, and I've been thinking about taking my harp out to the garden and playing it, and then maybe the neighbors just might enjoy it too. I'm not perfect on it. I'm practicing all the time, so it's kind of like listening to someone keep playing a song over and over again because they're trying to get it right. But the harp has a beautiful sound to it, and it relaxes me. So music is very relaxing at this time. Um, oh, I love this. Let me show this. This is what I am. I've decided I'm a apocalypse optimist. So the apocalypse optimist person, someone who knows it's all going to, but still thinks it'll turn out okay. And I do think it's going to turn out okay for us. Actually, I think it's going to turn out better than okay. I think it's going to be better. We're learning how to slow down. We're learning the importance of nature. We're learning how to take care of each other. We're seeing we're all connected. We're all we all really are one big family. What happens to one of us happens to all of us. So this time of year, it's this time in our lifetimes. I shouldn't say this time of year. There's so much learning and growing and evolving happening just just in the last month. I think about last month's show, our last show of Nature Adventures, and actually, we really weren't even talking about this. We knew that there was something happening in China, but we weren't. This was not front and center up on our radar like it is now. So much has happened in this month. So much growth has happened for all of us in this time. Um, so I guess I'm getting close to the end where I'm supposed to tell you what I'm doing and share with you. The show's coming up on Star Nations. Tonight is one of my favorite shows, Soul Connections with Polly Joe LeBay, where she gives us all individual. Well, first she does an amazing meditation, which I love and would highly recommend. My body craves this meditation every week. I need this meditation, and she does a beautiful clearing meditation for us and soul connecting. And then she reads cards, and Polly Joe is the best card reader I have ever seen. Because she'll flip the card, read the title of it, and then she'll go into your own personal reading from that card. And it's not just what the little book that came with the card said, it's just that the card opens up for her to connect with you. And then she's given me some very powerful readings. I write them down every week because that's the energy that I'm in for the week. So I highly recommend you joining us. And okay, it's 5 o'clock for me, so it must be 7 o'clock Eastern time for for you in the Eastern time zone. 5 o'clock for me, so I'm always like trying to make dinner and listen to Polly Joe, and it's so important, so important. And connect with Neshi every morning. What time, Neshi, are your meditations? At 10 Eastern. Um, oh, 10 Central. Okay, so that would be 11, 11 Eastern. Um, but tune into her meditations, her grounding meditations. So that's a really important piece of work to do for yourself. Something you said, Neji, this morning really hit me is that we have been honing our gifts for so long. We've been practicing our gifts, and now is the time to be using them to really be applying them to our world, to our life, sharing them. Practicing's over. We're done. We've got it. And now it's time to use it. It's time to use all that you've learned to share it. This is your opportunity during this time to help ground people, help center them, help them to feel like it's going to be okay. So for me, what I'm doing, well, interesting enough, I had someone sign up for the Scotland trip today. There's people out there like me, the apocalypse optimists, that say, yeah, we're going to Scotland in September. And I had someone sign up today. Um, and her friend may be coming along. If those two come, we have one more opening left for that. So I encourage you to think about the future because, we can still dream, and don't forget to dream. So take care of yourself, rest, and dream your dreams. And Scotland, for many of us, is a dream coming up in September. Um, Also, I'm teaching at Great Lakes Retreat in July, if that does happen. But I'm holding space for that as well, and doing more forest therapy walks as soon as the ban is picked up from Loveland here from my city. I'll be offering some spring walks here in the area. Can't wait to get back out there with people in groups and connect. And but until then, I want you to find ways for yourself and your family to connect with the natural world. Whether you're building a nature altar in the house, you're going for a walk, you're looking for those wild areas. Remember, I told you go hunt under the tree, go figure out where the animals go. They're going to go into those wild spaces that really feel good and nourish your soul. And um, so So this is my show for today, and I want to thank all of you who showed up in the live stream here. And oh my gosh, all these dear friends. Kimberly Griffin, wonderful. Would love to meet you and all between my tours. Yes, you must travel with people too. Um, Angelica or Barbara says, I have a Native American flute. You have inspiring me to open my window and play. Oh, great idea. I love that idea. Yes, let's go play for our neighbors. Some beautiful, beautiful music. And so I appreciate you spending time with me today. Or if you're listening in the archives, thank you for listening. Thank you for liking and sharing and getting this message out into the world. I can't wait until I see you next month. For my next show, and I'll probably have to share a little bit that I didn't have time to today on that show as well. Um, I am really passionate about nature, as you can tell. And so until next time, I'm going to say blessed be and see you then.